Boys and girls. Well, it's early in the morning here. I just want to show you something because I had a couple of inquiries or whatever the hell you call it, about how this flap works and what the idea behind it is, with the hinge being this side of the leg instead of on the other side. Now, if you hinge it over there and you pull this thing up, inevitably this moves over, all right? So it's very difficult to put the track. It can be done, but two things happen. Number one, it's difficult, yeah. Number two is, this is a metal structure. You can do it out of wood or whatever. But your movement up to the top there, it's immediately much higher and much heavier to lift because you can nowhere put a counterweight on it to help you lift this thing up. Which, with this, the hinge being this side, it's so easy actually. Because this drops away now, I'll show you now. And underneath you can put a weight this side of this side of the hinge to help you actually lift this thing. Otherwise you're going to have Popeye arms like this. Alright, so let me show you how that works. Look, nothing is really straight yet. And pardon the clamps, because I just want to show you, see that? So it's very easy. Very easy. And you can go pretty close there. So that is the one thing why I did it like this. The second one being now, obviously with it dropping like that over there, this whole flap, which is 1.4 meters, doesn't lift that high up there. It doesn't go high up there, so it's easier to take the top and bring it down. Now I want to show you another thing that actually was also a bloody good idea. I'm going to take this off and show you. Look, you've got to think, not everybody is wake up in life. So you're going to have the odd dude here that's going to go and, okay, that one can stay, and lift the thing up. Let's just show you. You take this off. There's my little level things. Yeah, that's the other thing. It's nice like this because you can actually level the board exactly to that height. So anything, because the floor is uneven, anything here that's out of alignment, you can always make up here. Because on this, you can do the one board and get it perfectly level with that one. But now, you know how these things go. Guy walks in, hey, Rikus, how's it going? And it's one of those energetic bastards. And he lifts this up and he hoists it over. Now, what can happen, I won't say it won't, it will, but what can happen, you open this flap, got a lovely 40 grand train standing over there, or 100,000 rand Garrett, and this thing just drops, boom, and falls your lovely model, so in sy muur, so in sy muur. Now it can't, because the actual hinge, the cutout we made there, will stop it over there. Same goes the other side. Look, there's going to be a board this side, which I will tell you about now. If it goes back now, this way, you see, now you can grab it over here, you can grab it anywhere, it just comes down. Not the problem in the world. Lekker, lekker. It's under the board now, but if it wasn't and it went down, it will stop there. But obviously, that will never happen because we got the block this side. So let me just fix all this carnage that I just caused here. Alright? And the other thing is, I want to show you about the radiuses. I had another guy ask me, why do I go with what's the use for the laser cut pieces under the track? See, there we go. Okay, there's no nose with it. So you've got to level it that side. That's why there's other little boards underneath. There we go. Got to level it. What I mean by level is that's got to be straight. Alright. Now this dude asked me, what is the idea of these laser cut pieces? Now, I know I'm going to take flack for this. If you have LGB track, brass track, which is hell of a difficult to actually bend, a couple of things are going to happen. And I've seen this a million times. Okay? If you bend that track and you pull it over, your middle here, if you set it to 3.8 meters away, but like these are, yes, it bends 3.8. But if you 2 millimeters out on the end there, and 2 millimeters out this side, your radius is like 3.8. If it curls in, you can drop to 2.5 meter radiuses. That's where the rollers start. So with this, you just follow with the track, because the Lacha streak stuff is so easy to bend. You just follow with the track, and then, let me just get the other one, so you can see where it's going. You can, it bends perfect. Each one is exactly the same as the other one. So you see there you have how your radius is going to run. You see there, boomy boo. And if you look at those there that I've put down already, that bend is exactly 3.8 meters, and it's perfect. There is nothing there that's out of alignment. You can watch the bogies when you push it around. There's no play like this. They level straight. And you know, this is all bends, so yeah. Then another guy, I want to take you out here without switching you off. Hang on. Yeah, let me just get this in my head. Then another guy also had not a go at me, but he said to me, you know, it's overkill to put feeder wires on every track like I'm doing here. These babies. Each track here. There's the other one, the next one. There's the others. You see how I weathered these tracks already. But he says, yeah, that's overkill, you know, waste of money and what. Look, maybe it is, but let me tell you something that I've learned over the years. If you have one bad fish plate, just one, two things happen. Number one, you're starting to pull a hell of a lot more amps, and you can't understand why. And the reason for that is that somewhere you are something sapping power. Normally a bad fish plate. If you have power on every track, you know that even if a fish plate's broken or open or not making contact, you still have the power on that specific track. The other thing is, oaks also tend to measure their voltage around the track. And say, no, but it's on 18 volt, man, so what's the problem? Let it pull amps and then check where those volts go. Because, you know, if you have a problem, and the moment you start leaning on your track power-wise, it just falls away, you know, and then you have 8 volts. Trains run badly, they don't smoke like they're supposed to. See, every track's going to get it. And this, I know some oaks are going to, you know, not agree with me now, that's fine, but I've seen it. If you have track that's got bad connection, they get dirty hell of a quick. It's one of the ways I can see on a layout, be it N-gauge, HS scale, doesn't matter what scale. If I look at a track and it's, you know, there's running problems and it's the oaks complaining about it always being dirty, I can tell you now, it's because there's not enough power on that track. Because if these trains run here and they arc all the time looking for power, these things get so dirty so quickly, you won't believe it. A decently power-fed track, you will run and probably clean tracks twice a month or so. Depends on how much you run it. The more you run it, the cleaner they stay. It's just one of those things. But trust me on that. I've seen it. Yes. Listen to Uncle Rikus. All right, so that sorts out the power track feed thing. I hope you see there's the one there under the carriage. I'm doing every single one. Now what's also going to happen on that flap, the one that's on there will have its own power with a little loop, so when you open it, it doesn't pull up straight. But what we want to do is put a switch over there somewhere. So when this opens, it breaks the switch, cuts the power. You know, we are all human beings. Sometimes you forget. The flap's open, there's a train coming, Oak doesn't close it, he's got 2 cups of coffee in his hand, he doesn't close it, he walks through, train comes, kaboom, into it. Now this side's not a big problem because it'll run into the flap, but that side, it will just fall on the floor, which is not what you want. So yeah. Now, the last thing I want to mention, you can see my problem here now. That is going to be the shape of the table that I'm going to weld now. Now I'm freestanding. Nothing is attached to the structure. So those, I'm going to build a frame at the bottom and a frame at the top, exactly, 2 mirror images. And then I'm going to raw bolt it with raw bolts that can actually raw bolt Madagascar to the east coast of Africa, no problem, into the bloody floor. So that the only thing that needs to be hell of a sturdy is this piece of table here. Because the rest that I build onto the bottom there will all attach to this one. If this is sturdy and the one at the end there before the flap, that side, dan as ons gelik, then we licked. Then we won't have a problem. So you guys see. So the guys that asked about the flap, I hope this answers your question. And the other oak that asked about why all the track feeds, that's my reasons. Look, this is going to be the last layout I build in my life ever. I might as well just do it properly. And the last thing I want is running problems because I haven't got enough power. Especially with a big local like that Garrett with the smoke. That thing pulls 3.5 amps. And it will need all the power in the world all the time. And I will give it to it. So yes. Alright dudes, I'm going to go. Wish me luck as you wave me goodbye. Hopefully the next video, either I'll be sitting in the house there crying, or I will be here hell of a proud because I built the perfect table here. I'm scared of this one. This is going to be this table here is going to determine the rest of this layout. I want to show you, had a dream last night. I want to show you what I'm going to do over there. We made a bit of a stuff up, but I will show you later what's going to happen there. That's a problem for other day. Okay dudes, I'm going to go. I'm rambling on. Okay, dude. Bye.